We have played this scene before, and amid the bedlam of the visitors' locker room in Phoenix, we have virtually the entire roster of the three-time champions, and David Stern will attempt to make the presentation. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Three-time NBA World Champion, Chicago Bulls. Congratulations. It's a great accomplishment.
Michael will allow you to speak first on behalf of your teammates.
Well, I think everybody put their effort out there. You know, from Corey Williams to Ed Neal, all the guys that were going to the injury reserve. You know, this is a hard-fought three-peat. You know what I mean? It took a lot of work. A lot of times it looked kind of dim, but we stuck in there, we hung together as a team, and, you know, this is a reward of what the hard work does for you.
Thank you. The crowd here kind of blocks us from seeing the monitor. We'll try, but until Pax's winning three-pointer, you had all the points for the Bulls in the fourth quarter.
I knew Pax was going to make that. I just knew it whenever he got it. It was a great draw in. And, you know, for my part, I just try to do whatever I can. I hope you enjoy it, Bob. It feels good right now.
Is it joy, or is it relief, or is it a combination? This has been a great year, but a tough year.
It's both. You know, it's a relief. Plus, it's great to win. You know, I think we've gone through a lot. Me, personally, I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, but to cap it off this way means a lot to me, believe me.
I hate to make you look ahead, but you've talked about retirement in a year or two. Could you step aside if the streak is still intact?
No. You know, my love is strong for this game right now, and that's how I'm looking at it, and I'm going to be here as long as my love is strong.
We're going to roll in some of the plays from the fourth quarter. I don't know if we'll be able to see them. Try and make a little space here, guys, for Michael to take a look. And the one that I'd specifically like to talk about, and we'll get to it in a minute, would be your last basket. They're up by 4 when Frankie Johnson misses a jump shot, and they let you go the length of the floor, used up very little time, and they never touched you.
I don't think anybody saw me. You know, I think once I got the rebound, everybody was running to the three-point shooters. You know, I just kept putting pressure on the defense, and right before I get to go to the basket for the layup, Scottie Pippen grabs Marlin, which you can't get to the basket and try to stop me. So that was a big play.
Now, on the last play, you had to give it up in the backcourt. Never touched it in shooting range. Pippen gave it to Horace and then back to Pax.
Well, the plan was to get the ball to me, get it to Scottie, and cut off of Scottie. If I can get the ball back, But he turned it around, gave it to Horace, and then Horace kicked it back out to Paxson. And once I saw Paxson get the basketball, I knew it was good.
Where is John Paxson? Where's Pax?
Get in here, Pax.
Move him in here.
Way to go, Pax.
A couple of years ago, you scored 10 points on clutch jumpers in Los Angeles in what turned out to be the winner. You had a big fourth quarter against Portland as well in the 6th game last year, and now the shot that wins the championship.
Yeah, this is a dream. What can I say? Maybe we were the ones destined to win after all. What a great feeling. I can't describe what I feel.
Before we continue, Michael, I know you want to jump down. This has been in many ways your year with the dream team and with the certification in the minds of most now as the greatest to ever play the game. A final thought on what this means to you and your team.
Well, I think it means a lot to us. I mean, because we make history. Very few teams have done this. You know, especially when so much parity in the league right now, this is a major accomplishment for the franchise and for the team. And, you know, for me personally, you know, I think it was something that I was looking forward to separate myself from Magic and Bird. They never did it, and I did it. So that makes me, you know, feel special, I believe it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, let's go back to Pax. When it left your hand, your thoughts? I mean, you had the stroke going, no doubt about it.
I don't know. I mean, that's instinct. You catch and you shoot. I've done it hundreds of thousands of times in my life. So Horace gave me a good pass. We struggled that fourth quarter. I'm just glad I could do something about it.
You were spotting up the whole play. That was obvious. You just went to that spot.
Right. I was going to stay behind the three-point line in case something happened, and the ball just fell into Horace's hands. I got it. Unbelievable. I'm glad Chicago's got a third one. We're a city of champions.
Congratulations, Sean.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be back and we'll talk with Phil Jackson. Oh, wait, Michael has an additional thought. Go ahead.
This is for Jasmine, my sweet little daughter.
Who you with?
Happy birthday, Jazz!
And happy Father's Day to Michael Jordan.
Everybody in there.
All right, Trent Tucker's here, Darrell Walker, Horace Grant, Bill Cartwright, Scottie Pippen. We'll talk with the coach, Phil Jackson. But first, let's go over to the Phoenix locker room. Paul Westphal is with Hannah Storm.
Coach, a great effort by your team, and you came so close to taking this to a 7th game. Can you describe what happened on the final play when John Paxson sunk the three-pointer?
Well, it was just a spread court situation. They tried to take it to the basket, and Mark West had to leave Horace Grant to go help on the penetration, and Danny Ainge thought that he might be able to pick the pass off. And instead of throwing it to Grant, he turned and passed it back to Pippen, who was wide open. I mean, back to Paxson, who was wide open. seemed like that ball was in the air for about an hour. And he made the shot. It's a great shot. You got to give him credit. It is something every kid dreams about, and John Paxson got to live that dream out.
Coach, what about the dreams of your team? I know that they are very disappointed. What did you tell them after the loss?
Well, I wasn't real articulate. I just told them that I was very proud of them, that they gave me everything that they had, and that they lost to a great team.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations on a great season in your first year, and we'll see you next year.
Okay.
Bob?
All right, thank you, Hannah. We just heard Paul Westphal say, Phil, we lost to a great team. I think it was better, for history's sake, now that you got it, that they proved to be such a stern test.
Well, we never could get a hold of this basketball club. You know, we've always been able to defend somebody, put the claws on them, and hold them down. We couldn't hold this team down. They found ways to squiggle out, and they came back at you all the time. We had a nice lead. All of a sudden, their defense took over in the fourth quarter. We were so fortunate to come out of that game with an opportunity to win.
You know, you scored 12 points in the fourth quarter. That's the lowest fourth quarter in a final since the advent of the 24-second clock, and you got away with it.
Isn't that amazing? We got away in one. We had 5 points with 3-something left on the clock. I told the guys, we'll find a way to win. We'll get this thing over. If you'll play defense, we'll do it, and they did it. It's great.
How tough was this year for you, with Michael and Scotty coming off the dream team, guys tired, perhaps mentally as well as physically?
Well, we submitted a record for the fact that we wanted guys healthy in the playoffs, and it worked for us. And when you got Scotty and Michael and Horace and the guys that have played together as a crew, you got a great chance to win the playoffs. Those are great guys to coach, regardless of the energy level. We might have coasted a little bit this year, but we had to, and we got away with it. We came into the playoffs full bore, ready to go.
I know talk about all-time great teams is a parlor game, but you played on one of them in the Knicks and against great teams of that era, and you've coached one of them and against them, so you have a good perspective. Where does this club rank?
Well, with Michael Jordan, you just step above everybody else because he's got such a will to win. He's so competitive. He helps everybody out to the nth degree, and that's what makes this team very, very special. Is they've got a leader that's a great competitor. They've got some great veterans like a Paxson, a Bill, and Horace and Scotty that fit together well. And BJ came on this year, and some guys off the bench that play their role. But he has lifted us to another level.
So the Suns made you miss the Grateful Dead concert in Chicago this weekend, but in a sense, it's a Grateful Dead here. Grateful for the title and probably dead tired, huh?
You bet. They've been playing for 30 years. I can see them the next 30 years too.
Congratulations, Phil.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, let's turn here to Horace Grant. Certainly offensively not a factor in the last couple of games, but the key block toward the end with Kevin Johnson on the final play, and we'll try to clear the monitor here so Horace can get a look at it, and the pass out to Pax for the winner.
Well, our free throw shooting wasn't going right, but there's the block right there. You know, I just wanted to get a hand up, and I got the ball.
Did Barkley wear you out playing him at the defensive end? Did that hurt you offensively?
I mean, I'm not an offensive player now, but, you know, guarding Barkley, you know, it really would wear anybody out. You know, it had a toll on me at the end.
Scottie Pippen, you sliced down the lane on that last possession. It looked like the shot might have been yours. Then Horace was open, baseline, and he kicked it back out.
Well, I felt like the Horace was going to be open. I felt like his man was stepping in the lane, and I gave him the ball. I thought he was going to take it and finish it, but John Paxson was right there wide open. I mean, what more can you say?
No one can ever be the #1 guy on this team except Michael Jordan, but in 2 consecutive clinchers, the fourth quarter against Portland in Game 6 last year in Chicago, and here with the 23 points on the 12 boards, you have made a key contribution, and in the Knicks series, you came up big when it was needed. So you've established yourself at a certain level.
Our main focus is to go out and play hard and play our game and do what you can do on the court. Mike is going to be Michael. Mike is going to get his 40, 50 points, but the rest of us contributed. We can do what we accomplished today. And tell me the truth, did we just win 3?
You just won 3. Got to ask you one last thing. Barkley was really woofing at you. What was being said?
Well, he was talking trash, telling me, you guys going to be here to Wednesday. You guys going to be here to Wednesday. You want to come over for dinner. So I'm going to invite him to Chicago for dinner. Chicago!
Let's turn to Bill Cartwright. At age 35, now the 3rd in a row, they must become more and more precious because the sand is moving through the hourglass.
Oh, no question. It's just unbelievable. A lot of pressure on us to win, to get it done. They're really kind of loose. And I tell you, it was just an unbelievable effort. Huge shot by Pax to get it done. And here we are.
You played countless basketball games. You can tell us the truth about this one. When they had the ball up by 4 in less than a minute to go, do you think you were coming back here Wednesday?
There was a little doubt, but, you know, anytime you have Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Pax was shooting the tar of the basketball, we got a big chance. So this was a huge game for us and for me. And I'm thrilled to death. I want to say hello to my boys back home and my daughter, Kristen.
And a happy Father's Day as Will Perdue does the dowsing of Bill Cartwright. Let's go over to the other side. Much different atmosphere. KJ with Hannah Storm.
Kevin, it was such a competitive series, perhaps even more competitive than the final records will indicate, 4-2. What was the difference in the end, do you think, between the two teams?
I thought this last ball game was a great ball game. I thought it could have went either way. They got a pretty big cushion for 3 quarters, but we hung in there and cut the lead down in the 4th quarter. And they just made some big shots when they needed it. And, you know, certainly they deserve it, and you got to give them a lot of credit.
KJ, a lot of people made the incorrect assumption that the NBA Finals will be played in the East between the Knicks and the Bulls. Do you think that the Phoenix Suns, by the way that they played in the Finals, gained a measure of respect?
Well, I think our play spoke for itself. You know, we're not satisfied with coming up short, but this is our first go run with the guys that we have on this team. And one thing's for sure, Charles is not going to retire now. We won't let him.
And you won't either.
No, you're right.
Okay, KJ, we'll see you next season. Bob?
All right, from KJ to BJ, and you guys had a personal duel throughout this series.
Well, it was a challenge. If you want to be the best, you have to play against the best. And Kevin is a great guard. He's earned a lot of respect in this league, and I've accepted the challenge, and I'm just glad that we prevailed as a team.
You got a chance to start this year, and even with Pax's return, you stayed in the lineup, and you've managed on a team full of stars, a team that has Michael Jordan, to establish an identity of your own. Did you doubt that you'd be able to do that in the NBA?
No, I didn't. I never doubted that I could do it. I knew it was going to be very tough. I knew I had to come out and work hard and overcome a lot of challenges this year, but the guys stuck with me, and that was the most important thing, and I'm just glad it all worked out for the best.
BJ, congratulations.
Thank you, Bob.
We want to note that Charles Barkley has declined to speak with us. He is in the shower, and he is very disappointed, and we're going to have to leave the air now without hearing from Sir Charles. So the wrap-up here is pretty simple. The Bulls have three-peated. The nucleus of their club still fairly young. They still have the desire. Next year they'll try and come back perhaps and become the Quad Squad. For Marv Albert and Mike Fratello, Quinn Buckner, Vesey, Walton, Hannah Storm, Ahmad Rashad, I'm Bob Costas. So long from Phoenix.